I'm Travius Stewart, and I want to help you move past barriers and obstacles that are preventing you from getting what you want in life. This is Breakthrough. Yo, what's up, my peeps? So, today is June 27th, and as I was prepping for this podcast episode, again, I've shared with you guys before that I get my inspiration from conversations that I have in my life, sometimes from clients, sometimes from family members or just friends. But I was inspired to talk about have your dreams vanished? Because so many times, especially recently, I've been in conversation with people who, some of them are older and they are like, I only have a few years left. I am not as good as I used to be. All these things, that they just think the clock is ticking. And you know what? I don't know if their clock is ticking or not. I mean, and how short of time they have. I don't know how much time I have. But what I do know is that I am a dreamer. I dream about all the possible things that I could do. Like my possibility is, enormous. And I think maybe that has a lot to do with my background in theater, because for most of my life, I was used to using my imagination. I was used to dreaming about the possibility. How can I make this show better, this scene better? And so I have been used to dreaming about what could be. But what if you're someone who isn't surrounded by people using their imagination, people who are dreaming a lot, people who are thinking bigger for their life, no matter their age? I'm 53 years old and I think I'm better now than I've ever been. Now, I may not be moving as well because I've had a total knee replacement. My left knee is ready to be replaced as well. But my thinking and my strategizing and so many of the things that I'm learning and progressing in my life, I've never been stronger. And so I have dreams of again, getting in the best shape of my life. I have dreams of cycling. I have dreams of speaking on stages for stadiums of people. I have dreams of impacting millions of people. So why is it that over half of the world's women population has given up on their dreams, such that, they're unsatisfied with their lives? And I find that that is something that is consistent with a lot of my clients. It's consistent with a lot of my friends and family members. And especially when you compare it to men. The rate of women who have given up on their dreams the older that they get is so much higher than men who have given up on their dreams. So many times women are told, be realistic, get your head out of the clouds. There's no sense in you ruining a good thing. Just stay where you are, ride the wave out. And so as a result of that thinking, maybe sometimes from family members, maybe sometimes from society, it becomes even more difficult and actually unrealistic to continue to dream big, right? But when we were kids, we were all dreamers. And as a kid, I know I had the wildest imagination because I believe I could do anything and be anything. It was like endless dreaming of possibility. I dreamed I could be a famous actor, a famous director. I could actually be a musician. Some of us are thinking of we could be artists, professional athletes, superheroes, right? But as we got older, something changed. Our dreams then became something that we put on the back burner, something in the backseat of the car. And then because reality settled in. Well, why does that happen? Well, it happens because life becomes more complex. Some of us go off and get married, we have kids, and then we're bombarded with responsibilities. We have careers that we have to focus on. We have bills. We have children. We have spouses. We have relationships that begin to take up so much of our time. And then we get caught up And the daily responsibilities, the daily grind, as we're droning through our days. And then our dreams, what happens? They slowly begin to fade into the background. And then we start to focus on, let's be practical, let's be realistic. How can I disturb a good thing that's happening in my life right now? Because most women want security, they want stability. And the idea of like uprooting something, shifting and changing a career, especially like after 40, after 50, seems just unrealistic. And so all those dreams that you had when you were a kid, it just seems like it's silly for you to think about this. Let's just think about riding out the rest of our days into retirement. And then, that's it, because I needed to have done these things decades ago, right? Now, society also plays a significant role, because society places like emphasis on fitting into those predefined molds. I'm guilty of that, from my family, from just society in general, because we're told to, again, go to school, go to college, get a degree, get a job, get married, have kids, go work at that job for 30, 40 years and then retire, and then you can start living. And then we end up settling in life. It's kind of like, again, you've heard me say, sitting back in that recliner, and the more comfortable you get in that chair, the harder it is to get up out of it. Just like when you settle in these jobs, when you settle in a relationship, the longer you stay in there and you keep just going, well, this is good enough. I know I'm not excited about it. I know I'm not excited about my day-to-day life and the things that I'm doing to fill my time. But you know what? It's good enough. Another thing that helps our dreams to vanish is fear. Again, I've been guilty of that as well. It's a dream killer, because as we get older, we become aware of our limitations. We're not as excited to go out there and risk pursuing something that we don't know if we're going to be good at. We worry about failure. We worry about judgment from other people. And let's face it, we don't want to really step outside of our comfort zones, because the fear of the unknown can just leave us frozen, and it's paralyzing. And just the fear of thinking that I may not succeed at this thing, for some people, that's enough to completely kill that dream. But one of the biggest reasons that I find that a lot of women give up on their dreams is a lack of support. You don't have the supportive network of family and friends. You don't have mentors who believe in your dreams and who are constantly challenging you to stay motivated, to keep taking action, to pursue those goals. And then their negative influences or their criticism about, who do you think you are? Are you kidding me? You're going to go out there and do what? You know how old you are? Do you know how bad your knees are? Whatever that thing is, but we don't have the support that we would love to have, that would keep us motivated and on that path to go, you know what? I will be so happy to take my last breath without regret, having done these things that I dreamt of as a kid, having fulfilled the things that I feel like I'm capable of. And then for some people, it's a financial issue. We have limited resources. We don't have the access to funding, to go, it costs a lot of money to go out there and live in Hollywood and go make it as a movie star, to go make it as a musician who wants to go out and live in their car, right? Who wants to go start a business from scratch when they're used to working a 9 to 5 and having a paycheck that comes in every month, every week, bi-weekly, whatever it is. And so the financial constraints is limiting as well. But I would say the most important thing I know for me is a lack of belief in my ability to go out there and do it. And I know a lot of women who have lost the confidence, have low self-esteem, self-doubt, and they doubt their belief to go out there and pursue a different dream, a different goal. And without the confidence in their abilities, in my abilities, we struggle to take the action necessary, right? And there may be something that you feel like is on your mind. You have a dream that, maybe this episode is, allowing some things to wake up within you. Because what happens when we stop dreaming? We lose a vital, important part of ourselves. That spark that keeps us motivated and excited to get up and pursue the next day, it begins to disappear. It vanishes. The days become monotonous. We drone. It's like we're drones going through, like we're robots. We're doing the same thing in the same way that we've always done it. And then we find ourselves just going through the motions without any real passion or any real purpose. And again, we settle for this average mediocrity of life. And deep down, we know that ultimately we are unfulfilled because we let go of our dreams and we limited our potential for growth and fulfillment. And ultimately, we settled for a life that's uninspiring. So we have ultimately lost sight of what truly brings us joy. So when we stop dreaming, we miss out on the opportunity for personal transformation. It's when we step out of our comfort zones and go into the unknown. That's when we actually experience growth. We challenge our limitations. We are able to discover new talents and capabilities that we never even knew we had. Because by embracing and tapping back into those dreams, we embark on a journey of I never thought I could really do this thing. I never thought I could make it happen. Who knew I really enjoyed, cycling 100 miles? Who knew I could actually sing? Who knew I enjoyed doing stand-up comedy? Who knew I really wanted the challenge of building a brand new business? Because I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, whatever that thing is. But when we are motivated and inspired, our dreams have a ripple effect on our overall well-being. Getting up in the morning with zest, with excitement, that is a domino effect for the rest of your day. Instead of starting at the bottom of the hill and then trying to climb that hill, you start at the top. And the goal is to stay there with the motivation and the excitement. We become resilient in the face of adversity because our dreams are fueling our determination. Because again, without the dreams, we find ourselves stuck. We find ourselves unfulfilled and longing for more. And you guys have heard me mention that, I did the old proverbial, is this as good as it gets? Every day I find myself longing for more, longing to be better, longing to pull those dreams, all those dreams that I have into my life right now. How can I make this possible? But the good news is, as long as you have breath in your lungs, it's never too late to start dreaming again. It's never too late to reconnect with those childlike dreams, that imagination, that curiosity that you had, that you got so excited. And, the dreams don't really leave you. We just put them back there under layers of gunk. And by rekindling these dreams, opening yourself up to a world of possibility, you can set the stage for a more vibrant and fulfilling life. And so the thing about it is, once we begin to wake it up by doing something like a desires list, I like to refer to it as a desires list instead of a bucket list. A bucket list, is like, oh, all the things I want to do before I drop the bucket. But a desires list has a more positive, uplifting, exciting ring to me. So I encourage you to sit down when you have some time, you're not distracted by anything, and compose a desires list of 100 things that you desire to do in your life. Because one of the things I am familiar with is the book, The 9 Regrets of the Dying. And one of those regrets that was listed in the book is people who were in hospice, who were close to their end of life. They wish they had lived their dreams. And so that's huge. So as we begin to wrap up this episode, I want you to remember that your dreams were given to you for a reason. They were given to you for you to bring to life. because our dreams give us purpose. They give us drive. They infuse life into us with meaning and fulfillment. So I'm encouraging you to take those dreams that have gathered dust up off the shelf, pull them down, dust them off. Breathe life into them again and let them guide you towards a life fulfilled with more purpose and endless possibilities. Because again, it's never too late to start dreaming again and create a life that truly reflects who you are and who you want to be. And so I hope you have enjoyed this episode. I hope maybe there's something stirring in your mind that you're like, you know what? I can do this thing. Taking one small step towards it every single day will help you bring it to fruition, to help you realize this thing that you have actually forgotten that you wanted. So, my peeps, if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. It helps more people be able to find the podcast. And don't forget to share it with others who also may need a little inspiration to start dreaming again as well. So until next week, keep dreaming, keep believing in yourself. And there are so many dreamers out there, we just don't admit it all the time. So start sharing your dreams with others, and they'll start sharing their dreams with you. And if you want help uncovering and unlocking those dreams you once had that are up on that shelf, jump on a call with me and let me help you stir that pot and get something simmering. All right, my peeps, take care. We'll talk next week.